Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 20 of your NHL 21 Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode, as today we're walking into a pretty big episode as we're right now halfway through the season as we look for another playoff appearance and to bolster this team for a big mighty run. But before we get into that, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. That'll be very much appreciated, boys. So let's get into this episode, as we got a pretty big one here. As you guys all know, we're third place in the division here in the Metro, and we've been having a pretty good solid season this year. No doubt about that. Kirill Marchenko's been popping off, Laine, McGrado. Every one of our rookies have been doing really good this year. Like, honestly, like we didn't check the entire league stats, which we should, because I'm pretty sure we have some guys up there for, you know, leading the league in goal scoring. I'm pretty sure. Not for, look at Marchenko's actually like almost like, what, top 6? He's right behind Getzel, Scheifele. Man, Marchenko's having a nutty season. But goal scoring wise, you got Bobby Brink up there, but you also have Laine, McGrado, and yeah, do we have another guy? No, it's just Mr. Laine and McGrado. I mean, they're far away from Mr. Bobby Brink and Ovi and McDavid. No, just how many good damn players are Philly going to get? My lord, they have an incredible defensive core, and Bobby Brink popping off this year. But anyways, Laine, McGrado, and the reason why I pick up on the Philadelphia Flyers is because the Philadelphia Flyers are one of the best teams in our division. They're not that far away from us point-wise, but team-wise, their defensive job that they do, their goals against per game, is absolutely insane. Now, what's absolutely insane is our goals for per game. We have a 3.70, which is second best in the entire NHL right now, which is just incredible. Our goals against per game is the weaker side of our game. It's definitely not the highest. Sure, it is the highest in the Metro, but you look at the other divisions, like for example the Atlantic, there's a few teams better than us defensively. You look at, you know, the Central, we're in the middle of the pack defensively, and I think we're doing not that bad this year. But compared to a team like the Philadelphia Flyers, who beat us last season in the first round, this is a team that I'm a little scared about, because this is a team most likely we're going to have to play in the playoffs, and we didn't improve our defensive core very much but for adding Brady Skjei and Adam Larson. So it brings some real big questions. Our power play has been nuts, and also our PK has been a little weak, like I showed you guys in the last episode. Also, I was doing some pre-scouting because I was thinking on who we want to trade, because that's going to be a big question kind of going through our minds, and I still really don't know what I want to do, to be completely honest, because we have a few players that we could trade away. We could trade away Laine, who is his contract's expiring, and it's going to be his big payday, where we're going to have to lock him up for a good 8 years at almost $12 million, and we know that's going to have to happen. We know that we're going to have to give the guy the big contract, and that means we're going to be a little bit more tighter on money. But Laine is the big player that we want to bring back into Columbus. He is the all-star. He is just everything that we are wanting to be. Laine's been the biggest producer. But with Retro McGrado and Kent Johnson coming up, do we want to just go with the youth, with Retro McGrado and Kent Johnson, and going with those guys, and maybe trading maybe one of the younger guys or Laine for a top 2 defenseman? Now, going into the pending free agencies, I did want to check this out to see if there's any good defensemen. Shea Theodore's there, Hedman, Noah Hannafin's up there too. I mean, we could possibly just play, Cal McCarr's up there too, Jacob Chiturin. I mean, we could totally just wait. I'm planning to wait until trade deadline, and maybe hopefully one of the few of these guys will jump up on the trade block, maybe a Victor Hedman or somebody that we could make a huge trade with, because there's not a lot on the trade block right now. There's not a whole lot, and we're not going to make a deal right now, because we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until trade deadline to see what we can do, because we definitely need to improve upon this defensive core. We need that top 2 defenseman, and we do got one coming up in Taro Lushinen. It's taken a little bit with him, and I think it's gonna be, you know, next year when he's gonna be jumping in the lineup, not this year. And goaltending, Adin Hill has just been nuts, and maybe we look at another goaltender too, but I'm fine with just Adin Hill right now. So let's get into the simulation here with the Columbus Blue Jackets, because I'm not going to wait. We want to get right up to the trade deadline and see what we can do there at the deadline, and to see if we could just keep ripping it up. Another big win there by Adin Hill, and then we got to throw in Werner. I don't think Blackwood's healthier yet, is he? No. He is still injured, so Werner And Winter's actually been playing quite well. He's 4-1 and 922 save percentage. He's been a very good backup goalie, and I think we're going to be keeping him for quite a while because he is just an incredible backup goalie. He's bouncing into the lineup and winning a lot of the games he's playing right now. So he's making some big wins here for us. Warren Foegele gets injured there. That's definitely not an injury I wanted to see. That's okay, though. A big win there against the Rangers, and then we'll throw Adin Hill here for the next two. Get Mr. Winter back in the backup. Not too bad. Adin Hill, you're back as the starting goalie. After we rode Mackenzie Blackwood for a pretty good amount of the start of the season, Adin Hill's starting to catch up with him having to be the starting goalie over the past little bit now. I think we could throw back in our man Warren Foegele, and I think Blackwood might be healthy, and he is. Blackwood is healthy. He will be the backup for Adin Hill over the next couple games, and then I'm excited to see how well Blackwood will do back into the lineup. That's awesome. We get both our starting goalies, and Liam Foudy is the leading point getter on the Columbus Blue Jackets right now. He is just absolutely popping off over these past couple games. I'd love to see it, man. I love to see it. And Liam Foudy's having a real big season this year. I mean, last year he put up 81 points, and once again, he's putting up, like, 10 points over a point per game, which is just amazing to see. He's popping off on the power play. I mean, can we talk about this contract? Can we please give me some hype for this damn contract? For the amount of points this guy is putting up, that amazing amount of that 4 years at $4.6 million. I don't know how the hell we were able to lock up Liam Foudy for that amount, but that is just absolutely incredible that we got him at that type of deal. Incredible. First game with Blackwood back in the lineup, and we get a big win, and we're also first place in the division right now, so we're just off to an incredible start here to January, where we only lost one game. We've been getting a ton of overtime wins, which is kind of funny. I'm complaining about overtime losses, but every time we get into overtime, we seem to win it. Every time. It's just maybe because we have some elite shooters that just never miss or something. I don't know, but my lord, we just seem to win. There we go. There's our first shootout loss. And Mackenzie Blackwood, come on, buddy. Keep giving me the dubs. Another big win there against the Chicago Blackhawks, and then Montreal and Boston. We'll keep playing Blackwood. He's giving us some big W's right now. Plus, he hasn't played over the past little bit, so I bet he'll be, oh my god, a 7-1 win. This is what I mean. This team is just incredible. We're actually playing quite well defensively. We've been actually keeping the teams down to about 2-1 goals a game. Every time we win, it's a really good defensive effort. I'm loving it, boys. A 4-1 loss against the Minnesota Wild. That's all right. We'll get Blackwood out of the net. We'll put Adin Hill and Laine. He hasn't gotten a lot of goals, but a lot of assists, and I love to see it. I love to see it. Blackwood, 910 save percentage. Blackwood has actually been quite well this year, 18-7-1 with one shutout. Adin Hill as well has been pretty good, 11-7 and with 3 shutouts at 909. Both goaltenders being pretty good. Pretty good average goalies, I gotta say. For having a tandem the way that we've been having a tandem, it's been pretty good. I would like an elite starting goalie here sooner or later just to really dominate, but I love the goaltending we do got right now between Adin Hill and Mackenzie Blackwood, and that is not an injury we want to see. Brett Pesce goes down with a strained hamstring for the next little bit, so he'll be back at February 11th, so he'll be out for the next couple games. A loss there against Carolina. 2 big wins there. We bounce right back. That's what I love to see. Another big win against the Oilers. Brett Pesce is right back in the lineup. And we'll throw him right back in there. Get him along with Werenski. How's everyone else doing? Gerard and Peeke doing quite well. Pesce and Werenski is absolutely nuts this year. Werenski's actually putting up quite a campaign, 39 points in 53 games. He's actually having quite a good season. I was dissing on him a little bit, and he's just absolutely exploding, saying that he's the #1 man. I love you, Werenski. I do. I love you as an offensive defenseman. I think we're going to be probably keeping Werenski for most of his career, I think. So, well, we'll switch back over to Blackwood. And then we got 2 back-to-back games coming up here right quick on us. So Adin Hill was doing quite well over that last little gap there. And we'll get Blackwood in here for the next little bit. I'd like to see also Retro McGrotto not doing too bad. Ken Johnson as well. We didn't check the rookie goal scoring, but I'm guessing either Retro McGrotto or Ken Johnson will be bringing in the Calder this year without a doubt. One of those guys will be winning the Rookie of the Year. So Chicago. We lose against the Chicago Blackhawks. Definitely not what I wanted to see, but that's all right. But we got an OT loss anyway, so we gained a point out of it. And then next up, we got 2 games against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we're still first place in the division ahead of the Philadelphia Flyers. We just don't want to be placing in that second or third spot with Flyers being down there. That's my biggest thing right now that I don't want to see. I do not want to be facing the Philadelphia Flyers without a doubt. That's not one of the teams I want to be facing. It's not a team I really don't want to be facing. They whooped our ass last year easily when we had an elite level offensive core, and if we're not able to improve our defense, like, I would love to at least be able to face some other team that we can just pummel offensively and not as strong defensively as what Philly is. So we are very, very close to the deadline, very, very close, which is exciting, and hopefully we get some nice looking players. We're 41, 18 and 2, which is just absolutely nuts this year. We are just we're popping off this year. We're first place in the division, and we're not even, near a wild card spot, struggling to get in. We're without a doubt just an elite level team this year. So let's take a look at how we're looking right now, see if we improved in any areas of our game. Our goals for 3.66, our goals against per game, still definitely not the greatest at 2.73, so we've been consistent at that. Our power play got a little bit worse, and our PK actually got a little bit better. It's at a 79.4, so not bad. Not bad at all. And Liam Foudy is the leading goal getter on our team with 72 points. He has just been nuts this year. Patrik Laine up there with 70. Marchenko, that first line has just been nuts this year. Warren Foegele, he's been a bit of a disappointment this year. I gotta say, only in 44 games, he's only had, a minus 16. He's definitely not been the guy that we would have been wanting him to be this year, which is kind of a bummer. But that second line, yeah, that McCann, man, they're not doing very well this year. Not at all. We might need to tweak that line just a little bit, but I'm really liking the Marchenko line A Foudy line. It's really good. And then McGrotto there as well. If we were able to play one of these two guys up there, our second line would without a doubt be a lot better than what it is. Hornquist as well is doing quite well, 23 points. He's getting a lot of death goals, which is what we need. Defensively, Werenski's doing good. Girard having a good season. Pesce, Peeke, and Skjei not looking bad. Goaltending, our tandem is looking quite well with Blackwood and Adin Hill once again, and a winner as well. So not a bad looking tandem. And then all around the league, we'll take a quick look at that. I'd like to see the rookie skater goal scoring. So Ponner Karowski is just ahead of McGrotto. So McGrotto needs to gain some ground if he wants to win that rookie of the year. But pretty big rookie class here. We have Matthew Beniers popping in this year. Slafkovsky, Sean Farrell, Samuel Poulin. We got a lot of big rookies. Philip Tomasino playing this year. A lot of rookies popping into the league this year, so that's pretty exciting. Sid the Kid leading the league in points. Liam Foudy is up there, though. That's quite exciting. And then goal scoring, McDavid leading the league. We're not seeing any more Laine. They've kind of slowed down a little bit. But John Klingberg, that's nuts how good Dallas is right now. John Klingberg is just popping off this year offensively as a D-man. So I guess we'll do some pre-scouting before we jump into the deadline, see what there is. See if we could find any good defensemen that we could pick up for this upcoming season. That would be quite nice to see if there's any available and not just, young prospects. Whoo! Sheesh! Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Sorry for the cringe there, boys, for saying sheesh, but I had to say sheesh, all right, man? This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for. Jacob Chychrun. Okay, I'm probably always gonna say his name wrong. I'm probably gonna call him Chikarin, but Chychrun. I'm probably never gonna say his name wrong, but Chychrun. I'm gonna call him that. I don't care. I'll probably watch some other video about how to pronounce his name later on if we do pick him up. But my Lord, that would be absolutely amazing if we're able to get him. Boom. Brime's also available. Who else is there? Cahoon. Not bad. I mean, that's the biggest one is Chychrun there. That really is. If we're able to pick him up, and I mean we will definitely be on his ass without a doubt. Like, we would be trading him a big package for him. Vince Dunn there as well. If we wanted to improve our offensive core, we could. I don't think there's anybody else that's really relatively available, but for in Arizona with Chychrun, right? Chychrun? I'm gonna watch a video right now to see how you pronounce his damn name, because it's bugging me. I finally learned how to say someone's name. Chychrun. Woo! Let's go. All right, so we're going to be training for the big top 2 defenseman. He's left-handed, I know. It's another left-handed defenseman, which sucks. And this might mean that, you know, Werenski might become expendable. Like, without a doubt, he might become expendable with this deal that we do. But I don't think we're going to be trading away a guy like Werenski. They don't really want any of our defensemen anyway, so we might have to make 2 deals in this. One where we pick up Chychrun, and then one where we have to trade away Girard or Werenski. I'm thinking we're keeping Werenski for this upcoming season, because we still have him locked up for the next 2 years, and we don't know if Tarologinen, I mean, he's already an 81 overall. He's almost practically ready to go. So, anyways, I think Girard might be the guy that we trade away, just because the fact of that matter is they're both very similar defensemen between Girard and Chychrun. But I think players that we're going to be trading to them, my lord, that's kind of a tough one on what we trade for Chychrun, because we could trade away one of our big prospects, because we know that's going to be, you know, the thing that we're going to have to do. You know, what do we want to trade? Do we want to trade away Kirill Marchenko to the Carolina or to the Arizona Coyotes? Because I think Marchenko is one of the guys that it is very expendable, and I think he would be perfect there in Arizona. Now, I do want to pick back up somebody for our offense. Like, there's without a doubt, I do want to pick back up somebody else that has a year contract to come in and play for us for, you know, a little bit to help us out depth-wise. So it could be a Dvorak, which could play on all 4 lines. I don't know if I want another 2-way, or we could bring in Wenberg, who's a playmaker, top 6, 4 lines. Could be a guy, I mean, 3rd liner too. We could play, that means we could play Ken Johnson up a little higher, or we could do a Dvorak, who's better defensively and could be our PK. I think that would be smart. Dvorak and Chychrun. So Dvorak and Chychrun and Marchenko. So since we're already trading away Marchenko, we might as well, what do we have to, yeah, we have to add more players on it. I think I wouldn't mind adding Bear Polasek. And do we have any draft picks? And our 1st round pick. I think that might do her, quite honestly. Could we get maybe a 3rd in next year? Like a 3rd and a 4th? So this is the deal that I'm thinking to make. So Marchenko, Polasek, a 1st for Chychrun, Christian Dvorak, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th. Will this go through? No, I will not. Okay, that's what I was kind of thinking. So we'll take off the 3rd. We'll go with the 4th and the 5th. Just sweeten it a touch. We'll do that. There we go. We got our top 2 defensemen. Let's go, baby. Oh, my lord. That is absolutely amazing. We finally have our top 2 defensemen. Finally. After years and years of looking for a top 2 defenseman for years, we have finally found one. We had to, you know, downgrade a little bit of our offensive core. I know. But with that, we got a guy that just massively improves our team. Plus, we get a guy that plays on the PK, which no doubt about that will help our team out this year a lot. A lot. Like, you don't know how much this will help the team out going into this upcoming season. We won't be Yorkshire there. But having that on our PK now, having him, that's amazing. So we'll take off Girard, put in Chychrun. Let's go, baby. I want Peeke playing alongside Chychrun, and then Werenski and Pesce. So, wow, this defensive core is finally looking a lot better, and is something that I think we could face against the Philadelphia Flyers. Without a doubt, I think this is a defensive core that can really beat up the Philadelphia Flyers. And then we'll throw Dvorak there because I want him on that PK. I also want our boy Chychrun playing on this PK as well, because without a doubt, he is a guy that we definitely need up on here. Without a doubt. Get him on here. Just Chychrun. And then we gotta trade away Mr. Girard, which I think we'll do at trade deadline. I think is what we'll do for Girard. We just can't play him in the lineup because we don't have a game. So we'll jump right into the trade deadline. We are buyers, and we just gotta sell off Girard, which means we can get more picks, or we could go after some more depth players. That's really what we could do. So there was also Ryan Ellis out there as well that became available, but there's not a lot of other players that, you know, I'm really interested in, unless we want to go after Sid the Kid. But I think I'm perfectly fine with this team. Once we're going to throw up Richard McGrotto up into the top line, and once we do that, you know, that we even have more offense. So the only trade that we got to do right now is Girard. Samuel Girard is we're going to be trading him away. And then I think we're also going to try and Terrell Luginen, maybe, should we? As like playoff depth going into the season, kind of like what we did with Kent Johnson. So Brandon Saad, we don't want to pick up any players. Everyone wants to trade us players. Everyone wants to trade us some sort of a player. So we'll just pick a team and we'll just make a deal with them. So Minnesota, you know what? Minnesota, we'll help you out. We don't want Kevin Fiala. I don't think we want any of your players. I mean, what does Kevin Fiala look like? 82 overall. I mean, he could probably bounce right back up. Isn't he like a really good goal scorer? 25 goals? How many? No, I just want picks. I honestly just kind of want picks, and they got a pretty good amount of picks that we could possibly pick up. So if we pick up maybe a second and a third, a fourth for Samuel Girard, will that go through? Yes, it does. Perfect. So we just both start up on a ton of picks, second, third, and a fourth. So our picks, you know, coming into this upcoming season, we traded away a first, but now we have 2 seconds, you know, a ton of late round picks. We have picks for next year. You know, the deals that we have made have improved the team this season with Chychrun, but like we've also improved our chances of picking up some good prospects in the draft. So I'm honestly really loving what we're doing honestly so far with this team, and I don't think we need to do anything else. Honestly, we made the big moves that we wanted to do with trading away Samuel Girard and making the huge blockbuster move with picking up Chychrun. And there we go. The Arizona Coyotes still making moves left and right. Johnny Gaudreau going to Montreal. So I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go. I think we're ready to simulate the rest of the season into the playoffs. I'm ready to see what will, you know, happen. I'm ready to see how well Chychrun will play alongside a Peeke. I think we built a really strong defensive core that will be a very good one for times to come. So now becomes the question of locking up Laine, and also now the fact that we got to lock up Chychrun because we only have him for a year. We paid up a lot, but, you know, actually we didn't really pay up a lot. It's just Jake DeBrusk, that was not really that big of a deal, but okay. Bone Brime going to Boston, so he finally got traded away finally. I'd actually like to see what his overall was. Ryan Ellis traded away for 2 first-round picks, my lord. Hey, Cam Atkinson? I think we got to claim him. We got to claim Cammy. Anyways, so let's right off the get-go, I want to do also some other business while we're at it. Laine, we're going to be locking up Patrik Laine, and let me just pop up the wheel to decide. All right, so we're locking up Laine for 8 years. I want to do it because this is a guy that's well worth it no matter what. We don't want to wait until free agency, and he wants a half no movement, half no trade clause, and I'm willing to give him $11.6 million for the next 8 years for Patrik Laine. And also Jacob Chychrun, I also want to lock him up at 5 years for almost $9.1 million. I also want to lock up him because I want him to be my top 2 defenseman for years to come as well. And he wants nothing. He doesn't want a no trade clause or a no movement clause. So we got Chychrun and Laine both locked up for pretty good amount of years. Laine for the next 8, Chychrun for the next 5. That is awesome. That is perfect for me. I want those 2 guys locked up no matter what, no matter how much money I got to pay them. I want them on my damn team. So I think we're ready to go. I think we're ready for damn playoffs. So Laine signs and Chychrun resigns. Boom, bada bing. We're ready to go. Let's continue on simulating Philly, and we beat up the Philadelphia Flyers too. That makes me feel so good, baby. Oh my lord, I'm loving this team, man. So we're also going to reunite that top line, I think, again with Fogle. And then we'll do McGrotto with McCann and Bjork, trying to see how that goes. And then we'll do that. I think Dvorak playing with Johnson and Greenway. We'll see how that goes. It's a more defensive, you know, third line, but it's kind of the way that I wanted it to be in the first place because we definitely did need another PK guy to especially help us for our playoff run. So that's what Dvorak will do for us. So big win against the Penguins. A loss there against the Capitals. But can we get a bounce back win against the Islanders? We haven't lost really that, you know, amount of back-to-back games, funny enough. We win one right back. And we're about to hit 50 wins on the season, which I don't think has ever been done. I don't think ever. I'd like to actually quite check that out quickly, because that is just nuts to me. So we just continue to pile on the W's here with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they continue on winning, which is just absolutely mind-boggling to me right now. And no, last season we only hit 47 wins and we placed third in the division. So you can see how well we're doing this year. We're actually doing quite well, and that's quite exciting me. So for depth defensemen, we definitely need some better depth defensemen. So I think what we're gonna do is just call up Zach Bogosian right now. But when it comes to playoff time, oh, Robert Haig, damn it, he's playing center. That's all right. We're basically a guaranteed playoff team anyway, so I really could care less right now about the shootout, my lord. I don't care. I don't care, dude. Just put somebody there. Like, honestly, I could care less who plays there. It's going to be someone random. Rutro, we gave you more ice time. I don't know what you're talking about. We actually gave you more ice time, bro. We put you up on the second line from the third line. You're playing more with McCann and Bjorkstrand, so stop your complaining. What was I going to check before I got distracted? Oh yeah, signing Patrik Laine. That's the player I kind of want to sign to a deal. But also before, you know, we get... Oh my lord, what the hell? What the hell? Wait, what? What overall was he? No way. So Jackson Reimer, our playmaker that we drafted in this recent draft, the low elite guy in the 4th round, is almost ready to play. And same with it. Oh my lord. Wow, the development's quick, man. What the hell? Jesus, my lord. We are getting massive amounts of development this year. That is absolutely nuts for us this year. Patrik Laine, sign him to another deal. Or sign him to his first deal here, and we'll get him almost playing for the Columbus Blue Jackets here soon, which would be super duper exciting, as we are getting very late into this video. But do not worry, we are almost there at the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll do the whole season wrap up. But we've had a long one. We have done a lot of big moves. We picked up Chikrin. We made a big blockbuster move, which, you know, is something that I've been a little bit hesitant on, but, you know, I seen it and I decided to take it, and now we have a guy that's locked up for the next, you know, 5 years, which is just perfect for me. And then we keep just losing players. We'll call up a forward. We will call up a forward. This Dewar guy is crazy this year. We'll call him up. He's probably been waiting for a call up for ages now. But Dewar, we'll put you right alongside of Johnson here. And we'll just keep Robert Haig there. I know McCann is practically almost ready to go as well, I think, actually. Now that we're talking about it. But I kind of want to keep him out just so he can get fully healthy, because he's still a little bit injured. So I want to wait until he's fully healthy. Just continue here. I want to play the next few games and then throw him into the lineup, because we also just clinched our playoff spot and we hit 50 wins on the season. I wonder if that's the best season ever that the Columbus Blue Jackets have ever had in their history ever. Like, I really do wonder that, because I feel like this has been the best year the Columbus Blue Jackets have ever put up ever. Like, without a doubt, this is the best Columbus Blue Jackets team ever. and this team is just nuts this year. Absolutely nuts. Crazy to me how good this team was. You know, even when we lost Marchenko, that's the funny thing. We lost a great offensive contributor, Marchenko, and we're still scoring goals. Like, that's incredible. The fact of the matter is that we lost one of our huge offensive contributors, was one of our leading goal scorers, and we're still able to produce massive amounts of goals and still play amazing. I think that speaks volumes to this team this year on how great this team is. I know I had to make some changes that, you know, the players might have not liked a whole lot, but these changes will help this team out in the long run. Dvorak has not had the greatest year in the world, but defensively he's been doing quite well. And Chikrin, how well have you done here? Not terrible, not too bad. And yeah, he's been doing quite well. He's been fitting in quite well here with the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think he's really enjoying his time. A loss there against the Preds. Greenway, you're good, bud. You're all good. I know that third line's not the greatest line in the world, but you'll bounce back. Well, we're almost in the playoffs, so it's a new leaf in the playoffs. It's a new start. McGrotto, bro, you're playing second line minutes. Can you stop your complaining, bro? You almost have 40 goals. You're lighting up the league. I know you probably want more ice time, but you're getting what you're getting this year. And another loss there against the the Island or the Capitals there. So we have a pretty big lead on that first place divisional spot. We just need to gain a couple more wins. And Adin Hill's kind of not doing too great near the end here. But the player that has been doing really well this year is Mackenzie Blackwood. I give it to him. He's been doing incredible this year. He's been putting up some really solid numbers throughout this season. So we'll continue on here. We're almost near the end. Adin Hill will get the last few games. Lost there against the Islanders. The Flyers are gaining some ground on us, so we better get some wins here, but we are losing majority of the games right now, which is just absolutely weird. Another loss there against the Rangers, and the Flyers are a point away for jumping in. Oh my lord, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What's going on? What's struggling? Is Dvorak, are they going up? Yeah. Maybe we could put Hornquist there or something. I don't know. Or maybe we could go like Texier up there maybe. Oh, well, that actually works quite well. We'll do that. Dvorak down there. We'll do that. And then Chychrun, Peeke, Werenski, Pesce. Man, our defense is incredible. I don't think there's anything else to really change. Yeah, the back-to-back, so we got to throw in Adin Hill. Hopefully Adin Hill can bounce back, but Blackwood just was getting pummeled in these last couple games. I was hyping him up, and then he just gets pummeled in his last couple games of the season. So we'll see how well Adin Hill does. Huge 7-3 win with Adin Hill. So we just got to continue getting wins. We want to keep atop of this division right now. We're tied up with the Flyers. 2 more games left. Dallas Stars, they're really good, and we lose to them, and looks like we might have lost on our first place divisional spot. Yep, we did. And a win, and we lost out on our first divisional spot, which we held all season long until the Flyers stole it from us. But we will be facing the New Jersey Devils in the first round. We kind of wanted to be the first place divisional team, but that's all right. Liam Foudy had a nutty season, 97 points. He just continues to improve every season. But we'll do a whole season wrap up now. So our goals for per game, still some of the best in the league. Our goals against per game did not improve. It was at a 280. It was at like a 270 before. We kind of dropped down a little bit. Our power play still at a 270. Our PK dropped a little bit, but not too much, at a 70.7. So not too shabby. The New Jersey Devils are a bit worse than us, so we actually might be going up against a team that actually quite fits us quite well. A team that has not been doing very well defensively, but a team is doing quite well offensively. But I mean, we're the better team offensively, without a doubt. So we'll see whose offense is better. And then looking at the team overall, Liam Foudy and Patrik Laine just were absolutely nuts this year. The tandem between these two guys are just incredible. I don't think we could ever move them apart. Fogle, not bad. He had quite of a good bounce back there near the end, playing alongside Laine and Foudy. McGrotto, not bad. Bjorkstrand and McCann had a good bounce back there. Kent Johnson threw up 51 points in 64 games. Pretty solid season for him. McCann, Texier, Hornquist did really well near the end of the season. And Dvorak, I think he started potting in a couple goals near the end there. 13 points in 20 games with the team, not bad. Defensively, Chychrun there, 48 points. He was amazing for the Columbus Blue Jackets, quite well alongside a Peeke. Hopefully they continue. Werenski and Pesce still one of our best defensive pairings that we got. And then Blackwood and Hill, I don't know who we're going to go with, but you guys let me know in the comment section below who we start in the next game. I think we started Blackwood last year, if I'm correct, and he wasn't incredible. Adin Hill, I don't think he was incredible either. They were both eh. But we'll have to see who we start against the New Jersey Devils, and then we'll quickly take a look at the around the league. Jake Onger was your best. Actually, Thatcher Demko was your best goalie with a 921 save percentage. He'll most likely win the Vezina. Rookie skaters, McGrotto just missed out by a few points, but it looks like Sergei Ponikarovsky will win this year's Rookie of the Year with he was a 2023 first-round pick, 6th overall. McGrotto, he had an amazing year, 40 goals. I would give it to him just because he had 40 goals this year, without a doubt. Say again, Liam Foudy was up there. He was up in the top 5 up there with McKinnon. A naughty year by Liam Foudy. Ovechkin led the league in goal scoring there in Dallas, and Dallas is looking like one scary team without a doubt. So, let's take a look at the New Jersey Devils. Let's see what we had to face in the next round here. It's going to be, you know, a pretty tough round, I gotta say. You know, we're going up against a pretty good team in the New Jersey Devils. Without a doubt, they look like quite a good team. And their defensive, I think their defensive team is not the greatest. They're actually quite deep, but we'll have to take a look. I know Rasmus Ristolainen, he's their top pair defense, and he is definitely not the greatest defenseman in the world. But anyways, their offense, they got Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, and Alexander Holtz, which is a pretty good top line, gotta say. Sniper, two-way playmaker, pretty strong first line, and they got Jesper Bratt, A2 Ratu, and Thomas Hertl. A2 Ratu has been pretty good for the New Jersey Devils, and he just continues to grow. Then you got Orlando Lowe. Their depth just gets better. Michael McLeod, Nolan Foote, and then Boris Kachuk, Jesper Boquist, and Cole Lind. Our depth is a little bit better than them, but their top lines, they got some pretty strong forwards for those top lines, especially with Hischier and Jack Hughes. Defensively, they got Adam Pelech, which is really strong. Ristolainen, Ryan Murray, Owen Power, and Ty Smith, and then Sami Vatanen and Owen Power. He's slowly improving there, and he's looking like quite a good defenseman. They do got some pretty strong defensemen, and Adam Pelech, of course, their defensive defenseman there, Ryan Murray and Adam Pelech. Just the question is how will they move it out of their own zone? I feel like their skating speed is quite low, especially for their defense. Like, they don't got a lot of speedy defense, and I think we could definitely take advantage of that. In their goaltending, they got Frederik Andersen and Cal Peterson. Frederik Andersen did not have the strongest year as their starting goalie, so I think this is a really good team that we could potentially take advantage of, but their offense is something to be scared about if our defense doesn't play too good. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. It's been a long episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigo.